guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are doing a different type of video. If you can notice, I actually have someone here with me, but today we're going to be addressing the Q&A questions that I set out for you guys on Instagram and on YouTube post. I asking you guys to send me all the questions so that we could do a Q&A, and I have so graciously asked my daughter Dahlia to come on this vlog with me so she could help me ask questions, and so we could just make it as less boring as we possibly can. Thank you guys so much for joining us. I hope you stay for the rest of the video. We're going to be addressing most of the questions that you guys had for us in this next video, so stay tuned. So let me say before we get into it that one of the questions that I got the most was all about the brick and mortar. How did that get started? And I think that's one of the biggest questions that was asked, but we're gonna save that question for a future video that's gonna be all about how the brick and mortar got started, how kind of how my business grew into what it is today.
All right. Let's go. Okay, the first question is, how many children do you have?
Oh, that is such a cool question. Thank you so much for asking about my personal life. Well, I have 3, and today you're meeting my oldest. She is the firstborn, so Dahlia is my first child, and then we have 2 other wonderful, amazing human beings that are my pride and joy.
Okay, the second question is, how many staff members do you have?
Okay, so this is easy because basically my staff is me, my husband, my son sometimes, obviously my 2 girls. So it's a family business, and at the store I do have staff, and throughout this year I've had a total of 3 staff members. Currently I only have 1, but I am going to be hiring on for the new year. Oh my gosh, it's the new year. Oh, I forgot to say.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everybody! So in 2025, I am going to be hiring on at least 1 or 2 other staff members to help with the storefront. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And the staff members, we're all called Sweeties, so yeah, that's our name, our nickname, right? Okay, next question is, what inspired you to open your shop?
Okay, what inspired me to open my shop? I think that was a dream that I've had for such a long time. Mm-hmm. So the idea of having my own space felt like an impossible dream, something that I really wanted to happen, but I didn't really see how that would happen, especially in my area that I live in. And so the dream's always been there. The inspiration's always been there, but the opportunity arose, and that's when we took it and we went ahead and dove headfirst into the dream of owning a brick and mortar shop here in Northern California.
All right, your next question is, what is your favorite part of being a business owner in the beauty industry?
So my favorite part, I have never considered myself to be like a girly girl that was into the beauty like scene and into beauty products. And I think that was one of the reasons why I started in this business, was because I spent most of my young adult life not taking care of my skin, not really doing anything for skincare. And obviously years later, you start to notice that you probably should have invested a little bit more time and effort in that. So that was one of the reasons why I started making product for myself, because I realized that I needed it and I wanted to use something that was natural, something that I actually knew what the ingredients were that I was putting on my skin. And so now that I created this brand and that I'm considered, or my brand Sweet Hope Naturals is considered part of the beauty industry, is kind of surreal to me. And it feels really good to know that what I have to offer is simplicity, it's natural, and it's really easy, and it can be done. You can make a difference no matter when you start in life, to actually care and give yourself that self-care that we all need at every age. So don't wait. That's why I tell my daughters, don't wait until you're as old as I was to realize that I need to take some time for myself and take care of my skin. So beautiful skin is a result of Sweet Hope Naturals.
Okay, this is a really fun question. Okay. How do you come up with your super cute names for your products?
Yes, okay, this is a fun one. I know for a fact that there are 2 or 3 things that I take into consideration when I name something. I've always wanted to incorporate my heritage into my business and into what I make. So it's definitely gonna have a little Spanglish flair. So I always try to incorporate, not in every single product, but in a lot of my product, you're gonna notice that I'm using Spanish words or Spanglish words to describe my products. And I think that's really cool. And I think people relate to that. I mean, even if you're not from a Mexican American background like I am, I think people really do appreciate that. And they find it really cool. What is your one of your favorite products that you could think of the top of your head that
like a name?
A name, yeah.
Papi Chulo.
I knew you were gonna say that. So we have a soap called Papi Chulo, and the reason why I named that is, one, it's for men, so I wanted it to have a name that was geared towards men. And second of all, the main ingredient in it is patchouli. So in my head, being a Mexican American and always trying to think of things that kind of go together, I felt like Papi Chulo kind of goes with patchouli. So yeah, that's why we named our soap Papi Chulo.
Okay. I love it. Okay, so
and they help me too. Like I go to them all the time.
We do a lot of voting at home. Yes. So she'll come around with a little stick that has the fragrance on it, and then we smell it, and then she'll give us like 3 different names, and then we all vote for which one we think just matches with the scent as best as possible. So
yes, so it's not just me coming up with the names. Literally everybody in the house helps me.
Yep. Next question.
Okay.
Do you make candles?
Do I make candles? Do I make candles?
I think we have multiple candle makers.
Yes.
Yeah. So, do you want me to answer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Tell everyone.
So, a few years ago, actually probably a little bit more than a few, many years ago, I wanted to get into a new craft, and I'm always crafting, doing different types of things, and I saw a tutorial for candle making online, and so I started making candles around the house, and then we had a sale at church where we could sell things for like Christmas. I think it was like Christmas boutique type of thing.
Yeah, it was like a craft fair
and
type thing.
So I made a lot of candles, and then I was gonna sell them, and then I needed it to be under like, you know, a brand or something. So I created the brand Handmade Dahlia because I make so many things handmade and wanted to sell them all under that same brand. So I started Handmade Dahlia with those candles, and then when my mom opened up her shop, it gave me an opportunity to be able to have my own little brand inside of her shop. And so now we have the Handmade Dahlia brand that makes candles for the Sweet Hope shop. And we will take turns making candles. So, because we make a lot for the shop. So, yeah. All right, next question is, how long have you been making bath and body products?
I'm really bad at math. But
it's okay, I'm a teacher, I can help you.
But when I look back at my Instagram, which is when I'm like, when did this all start? But it started in 2017.
Oh, wow.
So towards the end of 2017, we were living in our little farmhouse out in the country. That's when I started delving into soap making and skincare products for myself and my girls and my family. So that was in 2017. So what?
So that's about 7 years.
About
now.
7 years.
Yeah.
7 years, guys. I've been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah. Next question is, do you use any programs for inventory?
We have 2 different programs that are super important for my business. One of them is my COGS, or my cost of goods side of the business, which is all the raw materials, everything that we use. All of those will go into a program called Soap Maker 3. And if you're a soap maker, you've probably heard of it before. I love that program. I know exactly how much money is going into every product. I know exactly how much supplies I have at a certain point in time. When do I need to reorder, all that stuff. So for me, Soap Maker 3 is like amazing. For the other side of things, which is like finished product inventory, resell things at the shop, I just use my point of sale system, which is Wix. For me, Wix was the right price point. It was easy. It had pretty much all the things that I needed, and to this day, that is what I use.
Next question is, are you self-taught?
Yes, I am. I am completely self-taught. I've just read books. I've done my research. YouTube, honestly, if you want to learn something, there's so many people teaching on there, and you guys there's amazing people that will teach skincare formulation, that teach soap making and all that sort of thing. That is how I have learned. And of course you have to actually try it, make it and test it.
Yeah, I remember we bought you that book, and you were also checking out books from the library.
Yes,
so know all the basics.
Yes. So a lot of reading, a lot of research, a lot of making things and having them go wrong, and then making things and having them go right, and understanding what didn't work, what worked, all of that, you guys. It's been a process, but yes, I have been completely self-taught.
Go you, Mom. Next question is, do you mainly use Amazon to source jars and bottles?
Yes and no. So yes, I do use Amazon. You guys who follow me in other vlogs and videos, I have an Amazon storefront, and it's super convenient when I only need like small amounts of things. So there's certain bottles and jars that are super easy, super convenient, because they get here quick, and I'm able to use them right away. But that's not the only place where I get my bottles and jars. I also use Uline. I also order from Wholesale Supplies Plus when I need certain other types of jars that I can't find anywhere else. And I also order bigger amounts, quantities from Alibaba. So if you guys are familiar with that, that's connecting directly with manufacturers. And I have also done that before. When I already have a jar that I know that I'm going to use throughout the year, a big quantity, I also order stuff from them as well. So my recommendation would be for you to do your research. I love to recommend Amazon for people because that's an easy thing to do. That's an easy way to start. But when you're scaling your business, when you're growing, when you're making bigger quantities, you definitely want to research how to get a better price for those raw materials. But the only way to do that is for you to go ahead and see what works for you, what works for your business. So definitely go on other websites. Look, there's so many companies that you can get jars and products from.
This question is, what are the lessons you have learned so far?
Okay. You guys have asked some really good questions and some really tough questions that have made me really think about my answers and kind of evaluate myself and my business. But what have I learned so far? I think for me on this journey, I have learned that things don't always go as planned. You might have this great vision and this great idea for a collection or a product, and you're like, this is gonna be amazing, this product is gonna fly right off the shelf, and then all of a sudden it's not as great, or it didn't go as great as you thought it was going to. I guess don't put yourself down. Don't feel bad about if something's not working. Be adaptable, try something new. I think that's one, a big one. And then the second thing I would say is quality over quantity, and I think people really do appreciate that. I am so thankful for all of you that truly do appreciate the love and the intention and the quality that goes into a handmade product. So I think those are very important lessons. And I guess the last one would be trust the process. It's a process, and sometimes we want to see results right away. Sometimes we want to see dang, I did this, and I should have had this amount of growth, or I should have had these amount of sales, or this should have happened after I released my collection, and it's not always going to happen that way, but you have to trust the process. So continue doing what you're doing as long as you're doing it with passion. Eventually you're going to see the results of all of that labor and all of that love, but you have to learn to trust the process.
Awesome.
Yes.
Those are great lessons.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, last question is, what are the things you are most grateful for owning a brick and mortar?
Ooh, okay, that's a good one. So I am so thankful and grateful for my brick and mortar. And again, we're going to get into all of that in another video, but just quickly to kind of finish off this section of Q&A, I want to say that I am so grateful for the space that I have. It's a space to welcome people in. It's a space where people walk in and they compliment the scents, they compliment the aesthetics of the shop, they compliment the branding of everything, and just to be able to have a space for me to bring Sweet Hope Naturals to life, it's a whole different ballgame. Second, I would be the connection with people. So first of all, the space where I get to express myself, I get to show who I am, what I do with the space, but second, the connection with the community. So not only with the people and the customers, I get to know them, they get to know me. I hear their feedback, and I love that, guys. There's just that personal connection, and people connect personally with me and trust me.
Can I add to that? Yes. As someone who gets to work in the shop every now and then, I think one of the coolest things is like how you said, like the community, like being a part of the community and like getting to meet people. And then it's always great when it's like people hear about the shop from someone else, and so then they come and they say, I heard about this place from this person. Or when one of my students' families walks into the shop because I told them about it. And it always feels like I'm in a Hallmark movie when I'm working there. You're just like, hey guys.
That's so true, you guys. That is so true. Literally. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. And I also love about the shop that my mom makes like amazing displays, and like she's always moving things around, and every time there's a different holiday coming up, she like decorates according to that holiday. Valentine's Day is the best time in my opinion because she like adds so many pink things to the shop. And I think it's so fun that she gets to express like her creativity in other ways aside from just making the products. So
well, as you guys can see, I have amazing cheerleaders in my house, so how can I not be doing this with such joy and really gratitude in my heart, because they all support me. And you got to meet one of my babies today, and hopefully you'll meet the others soon as well, because I have amazing kids that are also part of this. So it's really cool when you bring in the family together. Okay. Invite them to your channel. Tell them a little bit about it before we say bye.
If you're interested in watching fun little lifestyle videos and vlogs, I started a YouTube channel, and I'm going to be making videos that relate to a lot of my passions and hobbies, which include books. I love reading books, which include crafts like crocheting and art, includes my job, which is teaching, and includes my faith and my work as a ministry leader in church. So if you want to watch fun vlogs and relaxing vlogs like that, make sure to follow me, subscribe, comment, leave likes. My YouTube channel is, what is my YouTube channel? It's Dahlia Reyes. We'll put it in the description box below. You can find it there. I would so appreciate for you to check it out and, just leave a like or a watch. Thank you.
Yeah, let us know if you like this video. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. It was super fun to have my daughter to share this with you guys, so that you guys know that it's not just me behind Sweet Hope. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole family, and we love and appreciate you. We really wanted to take the time to answer your questions as best as we could. So thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.